how you doing? This is TV and school. Вивчаємо з тобою ми англійську. How are you? Що скажеш, коли ти зустрінеш якогось іноземця? So, let's speak English. Англійська мова Шекспіра та нью-йоркських таксистів. Англійська стане у нагоді вам, boys і дівчиська.
Welcome everyone. My name is Olga Manma and let's have an English lesson. Good. What am I doing in the kitchen today, you may ask? We're going to write an essay. And what do essays have in common with the food, especially with the burgers? You will find out today that burgers and essays have a lot in common. Have a look at this one. Right. Would you like to eat it? No, it looks boring. It looks tasteless. It obviously lacks something. That's what I think as a teacher when I read some of my student essays. Why don't we have a look at this one? It looks big. It looks like it's got some of it. It's got some greens. It's got vegetables. I can see slice of meat. Oh, but it doesn't look as tempting, as interesting to read if it was essay, I would say. Good. And now, let's have a look at the burger, which I believe is the best here. Well, I would say this is the right size, the right shape. I can see all the ingredients. It looks delicious. If it was the essay, I would say this essay is worth reading. I expect it's got all the ingredients any essay shall have. Look at the picture and see how my burgers are connected to the proper essay, actually to the structure of it. Right, so today we're going to write an essay. This is a typical task you have at any exam or test, whether it's international or local. And anyway, essay writing is a universal skill that you should be aware of and practice it. Well, let's have a look at my burger and at the picture. The essay we'll be writing today is advantages, disadvantages essay, which is very common. You can be given any topics like technologies and education, it can be medicine, it can be mass media, it can be anything. Ours today is people now have the freedom to study, live and work anywhere in the world due to the development of communication technology and transportation. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? Right. This is advantages, disadvantages essay. Once I read the topic, I carefully plan in my head and both on paper the ideas I have. My ideas as for this topic are the following. Well, there are disadvantages and I will name them later. However, there are more advantages, which is my personal opinion. Therefore, the structure of our essay will be the following. Any essay, when we start it, we have the introduction. And as you know, we'll have a look later, but this will be the top bun of our essay or our burger. So this is going to be the introduction. Right, nice and solid. Just the right shape, just the right amount of sentences and words. Right, what do I have next? If I'm going to speak about the advantages which I personally believe outweigh in this topic, I would leave them to the last two paragraphs, while my first main paragraph will name the disadvantage. Let's say this is my first slice of meat. I'm introducing the disadvantaged opinion. Right, what follows next? I would be putting two advantage ideas. That will be the lovely bun in the middle and another slice of meat. Any essay should have a conclusion. In my case, this is the bun at the bottom of my essay. So look at the picture and let's have a look at the structure of our essay, or the burger as we call it today. So it's going to be the body paragraph organization, the intro, the top bun. This is where we tell the main idea. Paragraph 1, in my case, these are disadvantages. Paragraph 2, these are advantages. Paragraph 3, more advantages. And the conclusion, which usually states the summary of it. Right, let's have a look at our topic and start writing our essay. People now have the freedom to study, live and work anywhere in the world due to the development of communication technology and transportation. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? Right, let's start with the intro. Introduction is where you usually rephrase the main idea or the task. Please use the synonyms. Avoid using the words you are giving in the task itself. Right. My intro is going to be the following. These days, many people choose to live and work in other countries, which has been made possible because of the convenience of air travel and modern communications. I tend to believe that this has more benefits than drawbacks. Pay attention to the underlined words. These are the synonyms. So people have freedom. I say people choose to. Development of transportation. I use convenience of air travel. Advantages and disadvantages. In my case, I use the words as benefits and drawbacks. That is a very nice and solid intro. Let's move on. Right, let's go to paragraph 1. As we've agreed, my summary will say that I am more for people moving to live, study and work in different countries. Therefore, there are a few disadvantages though, and I'm going to name them right now. The disadvantage of this development is the distance that is put between family members. If a person moves away, it is true that air travel and devices such as Skype mean that communication and contact can be maintained. However, it is likely that a person will only be able to return home 1 or 2 times a year during holidays. And speaking on Skype or via email is not the same as face-to-face contact. Let's come back to our essay, or the burger. We had the intro. I did introduce disadvantages. Now I'm moving to the advantages. Remember, these are my main points. So we really have to be careful when introducing the main ideas and supporting sentences here. Despite this, there are significant advantages it can bring to people's lives. Firstly, it means that people have the opportunity to see other parts of the world and the way people live. For example, people from West often go to work in Asia or the Middle East, and vice versa. This enriches many people's lives as they get to learn about other languages, customs, cultures, and different ways of working from their own country. Now we are coming to the third paragraph, the big juicy slice that really has to show the writer's opinion, the strong opinion of advantages of these current developments. Let's have a look what I have here. In addition to this, on a wider level, it may also benefit other countries. If someone moves around for work, it is usually because their skill is required there. To illustrate, Nurses and doctors often move to work in hospitals in other countries when there is a shortage, so this is very valuable to the place they move to. No essay can be finished without a conclusion. Remember, conclusion is summary of all your ideas and finally stating your opinion. Let's have a look what I have here. I would therefore argue that although there are disadvantages of the current trend to study, live and work abroad, they are outweighed by the advantages. It can enrich people's lives and lives of the people in the countries that they move to. Well done. Let's have a look at our slide. And now at our burger. It's got everything we have discussed with you from the beginning. It's got the intro at the top, it's got the proper conclusion, and it's got 3 paragraphs. So in total, I have 5 paragraph essay. The intro, paragraph 1 stating disadvantages, paragraph 2 suggesting first set of advantages to support my ideas, paragraph 4 to give more advantages to make it stronger, and finally conclusion, providing the summary of all the ideas and stating the writer's opinion. As you can obviously see, not only do 5 paragraphs play a huge role in this burger or essay, there are some other aspects which make it really juicy and delicious. I would say these are juicy vocabulary. In our case, these are synonyms and linking words. Let's have a look at some of the examples of the synonyms I've used when writing my essay. Right, transportation. I decided to call it the convenience of air travel, to have freedom to be made possible. Advantages and disadvantages can be called benefits and drawbacks, or pros and cons, as you know. Can or have an opportunity. Good. Now we have the badly structured essay. Well, actually, it's got some ingredients if we look at our paragraphs. Yes, it's got everything. Introduction, it's got 2 paragraphs that could be the one stating advantages, one stating disadvantages, and a conclusion. However, as we've decided, it doesn't look delicious, it doesn't look tempting. And if I look at this essay, that's boring. I wouldn't give high grade for that. However, the secret ingredients which we've talked with you about, these can be some beautiful grammar, some juicy vocabulary, the synonyms, and the linking words. Further, you will find the slide with a variety of linking words, which I suggest you save and copy and use. It's absolutely okay to use your notes when you practice writing essays. Refer to the lists of linking words you are provided when writing your next essay. Good. Let's have a look what we can do to our not very tempting looking burger. Right. The linking words which I've used were nevertheless, therefore, however. Let's make it a yummy bacon. I'll put it at the top of my main idea when introducing my paragraph 1, disadvantages in our case. Where do we go next? We could add a beautiful synonym or another linking word introducing paragraph 2. So between paragraphs 1 and 2, why don't we have some vegetables? Or in our case, that would be another phrase or beautiful synonym or linking word. Right. Do we add some cheese on the tomato? Yes, let's go for it. You can always have a look at Yes, using more vegetables, right. And any teacher would appreciate you moving from one point to another point, suggesting these consequences. First of all, following that, next. Right, in my case, that would be the beautiful salad I add to my burger. It's up to you where you introduce it. Right, let's have a look at the linking words which I've used in my essay. Look at the screen. Nevertheless, I tend to believe that it has more benefits than drawbacks. However, it is likely that the person will only be able to return home 1 or 2 times a year. Despite this, there are significant advantages it can bring to people's lives. Firstly, it means that people have the opportunity to see other parts of the world. For example, people from West often go to work in Asia or the Middle East and vice versa. In addition to this, on a wider level, it may also benefit other countries. To illustrate, nurses and doctors often move to work in hospitals. I would therefore argue that although there are disadvantages of the current trend to study, that will be continued. Right. Let's come back to the very beginning of what you do once you see the topic. Plan. If it's advantage-disadvantage essay, decide whether you are going to be for or against. If it's a 5-paragraph essay, if you have enough word count to make it 5 paragraphs, please introduce the opinion that you don't agree with first, and then in paragraphs 2 and 3, those which you will finally, in your conclusion, in your summary, say as your personal ideas and values. Always leave your time to proofread, to check whether your paragraphs are properly arranged, whether your grammar is correct, whether you have synonyms, avoid repetitions, and whether you have enough linking words, connecting words, or transition words, as they're called. I have something in my hands that always will help me. Remind, do I have the source in my essay? Do I have sauce in my burger? What the source would be? Well, all of the mentioned above. Right, you can choose how to add an extra word, or the synonym, or the linking word to make it nice, juicy, and delicious. Now on the screen, you see various types of linking words. Again, I suggest you copy them and refer to them when you are working on your next essays. And now, let's see the whole essay with all the 5 paragraphs. Please pay attention to the linking words that I've used, pay attention to the synonyms that I've used, and to the structure of it. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to enjoy my burger. Thank you very much for the lesson, and I'll see you next time.